Hey y'all, welcome to my channel once again. So today I'm going to be doing some honey mustard barbecue lamb. So you see that's a mouthful. I have about 2 pounds of lamb meat that I have cut into the size that works best for me, like almost like a stew but not as small. And I'm washing it with about 2 cups of vinegar. I split that in half, so 1 cup the first time I rinse, and then I'm washing it again just to get all the impurities off. And then I'm going to drain and dry it, and then we're going to be seasoning it. So you notice the second time I wash it twice just to get off the excess vinegar from the meat. So be sure to squeeze it as best as possible. You can do it single pieces just to get out all the water. And you're gonna be wanting to leave it overnight so it can marinate well. And there I'm showing you I'm just washing out the seasoning while the excess water kind of drain out of my meat, and to get going with the seasoning. I thank you so much for watching our videos. We truly appreciate it because there's so much to choose from, and you chose to watch ours. So be sure to leave a comment below, subscribe, follow, share with your family and friends, and leave a comment to let me know where you're watching from and to keep me encouraged, and turn on that notification button as well. So there you see I rinsed it finally with some vinegar, and then now we're back to preparing our meat, and I'm drying it with the excess water that may have settled out with a napkin. And so our first ingredient is our Sazon seasoning. Then we're going to be adding black pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon will do of each seasoning, and if that's too much for you, then do less than a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm adding some Maggi liquid seasoning. I'm going to be adding some Old Bay and some Creole seasoning as well. I'm adding some smoked paprika. Then we're going to put some garlic powder and onion powder. And then we're going to be adding some ground cumin. Some liquid smoke, and you can always combine all your dry seasonings and combine them together, and then just add it at once to your meat. And so there I'm adding some fish and meat sauce as well, and some steak sauce. And so now we're adding our barbecue, and I'm gonna be adding, as you see, 3 cloves of garlic, a piece of ginger, and turmeric, and some thyme. And you see I put some Dijon mustard in as well. And so then once you have everything in, then you massage the meat properly to make sure that your seasoning gets into every piece of the meat. You want to rub those carefully, and just to make sure that you don't get cut with the bones. But you can also wear your gloves, but get that seasoning all over your meat. Cover and marinate overnight. So welcome back. In the morning we're going to be using a foil paper to line my can, and I just measure it to make sure that it sits right in, and then you can spray with some can spray, like an olive oil can spray, or you can even baste with some butter if you don't have a spray like I do there. So then we're going to lay out our meat in our baking container and preheat your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let this cook for about an hour and a half, and then you check to see if it's done, because you know our meat comes from different animals and some may be more tender than others. And you're gonna cover it up. You can, if you'd like, you can add a little bit of butter on top, but just because I know the meat has enough fat already, I didn't add any butter on top. And so you see, after an hour and a half, it's almost there. So I put it back for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I took it back out, and so now I'm draining off the excess oil, and I'm going to show you the cool, when the oil is cool, how much fat is on top. So it's important that you get out some of the fat, and see there, the fat is on top and the gravy is on the bottom. You can always scrape off the fat off the top and use the broth or the gravy in maybe some seasoned rice or some other meat. So there you see I'm adding some cut up carrots, some sweet pepper, onions, garlic powder, thyme to my meat. And then I've added my, after I've rinsed my container that I took my meat out, I just pour that water over so that you get that seasoning mixture, and then I cook it for another 15 to 20 minutes. And there, I think it's all done, but I'll put it in for another 5 minutes, and then you'll see the finished product. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. Bye.